We're going to get cranked up momentarily. If you are just joining us, we will get going soon and very soon. Get a few more things lined up for us here, and we'll do our quick update here on Facebook and YouTube. How about that? A lot to talk about today, to put it mildly. There is a lot going on. We know there are active storms in Mississippi. They're producing a lot of tornado warnings, a lot of radar signatures consistent with tornadoes on the ground. We'll just kind of wait and hear what we hear on the damage front there. If you're watching this on Facebook, I would ask and encourage you to share this. I'm going to share this over to the WSFA Weather Facebook page. The idea is to reach as large of an audience as possible so that we can help keep people safe during this stormy day. We have a first alert weather day in effect. We have tornado warnings now entering into West Alabama. And it's all part of a very large, messy, complicated setup that we're going to walk you through in easy-to-understand language. We will try our best to avoid the weather geek speak and just give it to you as we see it. So I am your pal, Josh Johnson. Nice to be with you. Let me turn on the light here. So we've got big problems in Mississippi. That's where we'll begin, and we'll zip over there into Mississippi and show you this. Here's radar right now, and you can sort of follow along with me here. You've got this storm producing a possible tornado, this storm producing a possible tornado, this storm producing a possible tornado. So there's three of them out here that have the potential to be producing a tornado. Now this one up here, that one's going to move probably a tick north of Demopolis, but this storm here out east of Quitman, Mississippi, there's a very real chance that ends up clipping Demopolis. So if you live in Marengo County, there is no formal tornado warning yet, but that could change at any moment here. I'll animate this out, and you can see how these storms are tracking. Everything, the individual storms moving northeast, the overall line itself shifting off to the east. So that's where we are right now with this whole scenario is the storms are lined up there in Mississippi. We have had multiple reports of confirmed tornado damage in the state of Mississippi as well. So the tornado warning that was in effect for Sumter County, Alabama has expired as of 2 minutes ago. So that is a piece of good news here. We'll stop the animation and zoom in a little bit here and kind of take you into each storm. Easiest way to do that, first thing we'll do is look at the storm relative velocity. It doesn't take much imagination to find these. You can very clearly, especially that one right there, that's really very strong rotation now between Quitman, Mississippi, and Butler, Alabama. That's Choctaw County, Alabama. The way that is moving, that's going to roll right on up here into west central Marengo County, somewhere Linden, Jefferson, Demopolis, in between 3 and 4 o'clock. So a first alert heads up here. If you live out there in west central Marengo County, you got to be on your toes. Now, back down to the south, we'll also point out this storm here south of Hattiesburg. Yet another tornado warning polygon down west of New Orleans. So this is all just one big buzzsaw of thunderstorms that's sort of rotating through in this messy pattern that we're in right now. So that's our sort of concern as we go through the remainder of the afternoon, that we're going to see more of that. And we're not the only ones kind of banging the drum here. In fact, every meteorologist I follow on Facebook, Twitter, all of that, they're all sort of in not so good levels of agreement. Disagreement would be better, right? Unfortunately, we don't really. There's not a lot of ways this is going to end well. This is going to be one of those tornado situations that we deal with on occasion in our state. So the Storm Prediction Center has outlooked a moderate risk area. You see it there. This is the kind of hour by hour. We'll walk you through this, and if I see your question, I will do my best to answer it. They're coming in fast and furious. If it's a question about a specific area, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that today, because here's the screaming message. No matter where you live in Alabama, if you live south of Birmingham in the state of Alabama, my message is the same to you. There is a chance of severe weather, including tornadoes, later today into tonight. You need multiple reliable ways of getting weather warnings. You need to plan ahead of time where you'll go. If you live in a mobile home and you live in West Alabama, west of I-65, and along and south of US 80, so Selma, Demopolis, Marion, and point south from there, if you live in a mobile home in those counties, if I'm being totally transparent here, if it was my family, I would leave the mobile home. I would get out of the mobile home now. I would not wait on the tornado warning. Just go ahead. Wherever you're going to go spend Christmas, if you have a nearby family member, neighbor with a site-built, sturdy home, go there. Or if you have a storm shelter nearby that you can reach, go there. If you don't know about any of this, Google and call your local emergency management agency, and they will walk you through it. Josh, will the PDS area be expanded east towards Montgomery? I doubt it. The environment is really dangerous right now in West Alabama. As you move east, that environment is still dangerous. It's just not as dangerous. So how do we know that? Well, the honest answer is the temperature right now is a dead giveaway. Demopolis, it's 65 degrees. In Anniston, it's 53. In Alex City, it's 56. In Selma, it's 66. So those temperatures, once they get up into the mid and upper 60s, that's where you start to see the trouble. That's where we start to see that enhanced area of tornado potential. So we'll kind of keep hammering that point home here as we go through this together. Couple of other thoughts and ideas here and things that I need to share with you. One of them is our updated timing map. We have a updated timing map now that is kind of hot off the press here, and I will show you that, and then we'll also show you the county by county breakdown. Some people prefer maps. Some people respond better to just words. So we're going to do our best to serve you where you are, where you live, right? And get you through it that way. So with no further ado, I'll slide this over, and then you and I will be able to see it. We'll make it full screen, be as big as we can get it. So that's the updated timing map right there. So now through 8 o'clock, Perry, Western Dallas, Marengo, Wilcox, Western Monroe. 4 to 9 p.m. in the middle part of the state, and then 6 to 2 in the eastern sections. I will leave the map up, so you can kind of make sense of the whole thing. And find your town, find your city. If you're having a hard time seeing it, I would recommend, if you're watching this on a mobile device, turn it sideways. The image will get larger and you'll be able to see it. By the way, Tammy asked about programming a weather radio, and the answer, Whitley helped me out there. I have a video on my YouTube channel about how to do that. So if you just go to youtube.com, hey, look who it is.
There's also a link on WSFA.com.
And we have a new link. Let me show you this. This is great. It's actually up at the top of the weather section on WSFA.com.
And it's inside the weather story.
Is it really? Okay, so if you go to WSFA.com, you're going to find two places where you can see this. So if you just load up the website here, the first one is this breaking first alert weather day today into early tonight. That's our latest weather story. It's a discussion chock full of information, and it includes that video to show you how to program the weather radio. The link is right there. See it? It says NOAA Weather Radio. Okay, second option is if you go to WSFA.com, you'll see this will be the home page. And you click the weather tab right up here. See it? You click that, and then we've put a new button in that says programming your weather radio. See it right there? It's right above Amanda's face, up and to the left. It is 45 nautical miles northwest of Amanda's right eyebrow. Right there. So that's it. For those asking about programming a weather radio, hopefully that will help you out there. Also, if you have our severe weather guide or magnet, we have the weather radio information in that as well. I know the magnet does. So this would be a good opportunity to talk about that. Okay, so second way we'll do this here. Some people don't like maps. Some people don't really jive that well with maps, and that's okay too. We're here for both of you. So this is the same graphic, same information, but this one is kind of in a tabular format here. So Watauga County 4 to 9, and I'm not going to read all of these. That would be pretty uneventful, wouldn't it? But just if you can see this, take note of the counties. I guess I should actually. We will dive through this. I'll go quick, and this is all alphabetical. Watauga 4 to 9, Barber County 8 this evening through 1 in the morning, Bullitt County 7 to 11 tonight, Butler County 4 to 9 p.m., Chambers County 8 to midnight, Chilton 4 to 8 p.m., Coffee County 8 p.m. to midnight, Conecuh County 4 to 10 p.m., Coosa County 4 to 8 p.m., Covington County 5 to 10 p.m. Then Crenshaw 5 to 10 tonight, Dale 8 p.m. to 1 a.m., Dallas now through 8 o'clock, Elmore County 5 to 10, Escambia County 4 to 9, Geneva County 8 to 1 a.m., Henry County 9 to 2 a.m., same for Houston County 9 p. to 2 a. Lee County 6 p.m. through 1 a.m., Lowndes County 4 to 8 p.m., Macon County 6 to 11, Marengo County now through 7 o'clock tonight, Monroe County now through 9 o'clock tonight, Montgomery County 5 to 11, Perry County now through 8 o'clock, Pike County 6 p. to midnight, Russell County 7 in the evening through 2 o'clock Thursday morning, Russell County 7 p. to 2 a. I just said that one. Tallapoosa 6 to 11, Wilcox now 9 to 8, or now through 8 o'clock. So now through 8 o'clock, Wilcox County. And we'll advance this one more, and all of them will magically come back full transparency on the screen. I'll leave this up for a few more moments so that you can kind of dive into it. Amanda's here. Hey, Amanda.
That video is also inside your First Alert Weather app, and it's also in the web story, so if you need to pause it and look at it. Or, can you pause Facebook Lives? I'm not sure.
I don't think I can.
But that video
Maybe.
is in multiple places in case you need to.
It is in a lot of places. So she's talking about this graphic right here that has all this information in it. So we will also point out the Storm Prediction Center's latest tornado watch is what we call a particularly dangerous situation. Those are rare tornado watches. They're reserved for situations when the Storm Prediction Center believes there's a fairly substantial risk of long track, strong tornadoes. And if that's going to happen, it's going to be in the western counties of the state, in my opinion. And in their opinion, too, they've got their map is drawn kind of in that to that same end, where it's really more southwest and west central Alabama. And I'll show you the map. This is the Storm Prediction Center's outlook. The area outlined in red, that's where the highest risk of a large tornado exists. It includes southern Greene, Sumter, Marengo, southern Perry, western Dallas, Wilcox, Clark, Monroe, Conecuh, Escambia, and then back down towards Mobile. You can't pause it? Or yes?
No, you cannot pause
You cannot
Facebook
pause a
Lives.
Facebook
Not
Live.
while they are live.
Well, hot dog. Well, I'll post the video. It automatically posts to Facebook and YouTube when this is done. So if you missed the county by county breakdown, just go back and you'll be able to watch it, or you can get it on the weather app, or you can get it on WSFA.com. So that's the risk area. Now, you'll notice here, and I don't want you to get too wound up about what color you're in, because the honest answer is it really doesn't matter. There's a big tornado risk in the western counties, and there is a smaller tornado risk in the northeastern counties, and everywhere else is somewhere in between. But the takeaway for you at home is every square inch of our area has a tornado risk tonight. You need multiple reliable ways of getting weather warnings. A tornado siren is not a reliable way of getting a weather warning. You need a plan ahead of time where you're going to go if a tornado threatens. That plan is different for everyone. If you live in a side-built structure, you got to get to the lowest floor of your home, hallway, bathroom, closet. If you live in a manufactured home, you've got to get out of it. And again, let me drive that point home again. This is where the advice changes a bit. If you live in this area outlined in red, so if you live in Marengo, far western Dallas, Wilcox, Monroe, Conecuh, Escambia, and point southwest, and you live in a mobile home. So those two, you have to scratch both of those. You live in southwest Alabama and you're in a mobile home. It's a little more complicated for you. My advice there would be to go ahead right now and be lining up a place to go. Don't wait on the warning. Just the neighbor, the family member that has a site-built structure close by or a community storm shelter close by, go ahead and head that way before the storms arrive, because with a nighttime, particularly dangerous situation, You don't need to fool with this. Now, that advice does not apply anywhere outside of this area in red here. Now, if you live in a mobile home in Autauga, Elmore, Montgomery counties, I think you can wait till the tornado warnings are issued if they are. So you have to pay attention, but you don't have to get up and leave now, as opposed to kind of the rest of us that maybe be in a little bit different position. So
look at
if
Perry
you live
County,
out west,
though. Perry County is in a slight, enhanced, and moderate risk depending on what part of the county you're in.
right? Which is kind of this is, I guess, timely. We've been kind of having an internal conversation about this whole, do we spend too much time, effort, energy, and attention showing you maps? Because I heard a lot in Flatwood about, I didn't think the risk was that bad here. I didn't think it would be that bad. So we're trying to maybe not quit showing you maps, but maybe just emphasize what you need to do part of it a little more. And what better example if you live in northeastern Perry County, you're in a slight risk. If you live in the southwestern part of that county, you're in a moderate risk.
Those sound like two completely different things.
Yeah, but
a risk is a risk, and
just
I know
the same.
And I know it's difficult. I think my perspective, being a not native Alabamian, and you being a native Alabamian, you've probably dealt with severe weather your entire life.
Right.
Severe weather to us was a couple of bad thunderstorms.
It got windy.
So I get that there's a lot of storm fatigue. It feels like we have severe weather event after severe weather event. And we're definitely in a time of the year, Josh, where it's a little bit more active. This is kind of our secondary season. A lot of people think spring in the South is the only time we can get storms. And that's not necessarily the case. I mean, there's been plenty of Decembers where we've had severe weather with big drops in temperatures behind it. So this isn't completely out of the norm. To have such a high risk, though, in December, I'd say is a little unusual. And we get it. We were just dealing with this, last week. And you never know when our next severe weather. So I understand the mental side of it is, I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Or we had a severe weather risk last week, and for my house, maybe it wasn't that bad.
Right.
Well, that tornado warning was over our house in Prattville before it moved into the Flatwood community and produced a tornado and caused loss of life.
We got lucky they didn't.
Exactly.
It's the only difference.
So it's difficult, and I get it. There's a lot of things that have to go into it, pre-planning. But at the end of the day, and I might be biased based off of what we do, I think it's all worth it if it could potentially save you, keep your family safe. And there are certain things that you can't avoid. If a severe storm rolls in, your house could get damaged, and things like that tangibly can be replaced. Lives can't. And I think that's the reason why we do what we do, is we know that lives are valuable, and I think that lives should be valuable while they're alive, and we shouldn't just worry about it after somebody has been hurt.
Absolutely.
Or maybe lost their life. So your life is valuable. You should take that seriously, whether you are in red, orange, green, purple, yellow, polka dots, whatever. I think
Don't worry about the map.
Yeah.
Just listen to the message, be ready, have a plan, have multiple reliable ways of getting weather warnings, do those things. Whether the risk level is here, or here.
And that's not to scare you, but it's the honest truth.
Just be ready.
If there was a way that we could say, we could hit a button and stop and put a wall up so tornadoes would never move in here, we would do it 100%.
Already been done.
Yeah.
A lot of questions about my beverage choice today. It's interesting. In an upset pick, Gatorade Zero.
Now, can we talk about something real quick? Just
of course.
Off topic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to get on a soapbox.
Okay.
If you want to get the best Gatorade of your life, go and donate blood, because they do it the OG in the can.
Really? So it's like
So not only are you saving 3 lives, you're also getting OG
that
Gatorade.
Tom Brady Gatorade.
In a can.
In a can.
Now, this is great, too.
Right.
We're not sponsored by Gatorade.
We're
This is
not.
just what Josh chose to drink today.
Yeah, last severe weather event, I spoke for about 5 hours straight, and my voice was kind of raspy at the end of it. And
Did the bubbles help?
My medical theory was that I'm a little dehydrated.
Yeah, so get
So
those
I thought
electrolytes.
today I'm going to try to hydrate up and
Smart.
less caffeine, more hydration. So I had a question for someone. They had a comment. I called mine and they told me they didn't know about storm shelters. That's
what county?
Penny Monroe. She's in Auburn. We know the EMA folks over there. They're on top of it. So make sure you called the right agency. This is the Lee County Emergency Management Agency. Rita is over there and does a good job. By the way, tornado warning now over in Butler County, or Choctaw County, Alabama. Pardon me, I make that mistake sometimes. The county seat is Butler, but the county is Choctaw. There you see it. Possible tornado would be up here in the northwestern part of the county. On that track, that storm that's been prompting that tornado warning for a while now, that's going to end up in a close call with Demopolis. I think it may go a little northwest of the city, but gosh, it sure is going to be close.
Let's see, how far away is that from Demopolis?
40 miles.
Okay, so
Yeah, and it's moving northeast at around 40, I think, 40 to 45. So you do the math, 3:45 to 4 o'clock. This could be threatening Demopolis. So just a first alert heads up. Again, if you're just joining us, we're not going to spend a lot of time today answering the what about questions. What about my specific town? Is it going to get bad in Alexander City? That's Becca's question. And Becca, if I knew that, I would be going door to door in Alexander City, knocking on doors, saying it's not going to be that bad, or it's going to be really bad. But we don't know. We don't know exactly where they're going to hit. So what about Slap Out? What about Valley? What about Pine Level? Forget it. It doesn't matter. The overall message is the same everywhere in our area. The highest risk is in Southwest Alabama, but everyone has a risk. Everyone.
And the tornadoes don't know that.
And they don't know where
they don't know what colors. They don't know what colors which. They just go.
They don't eat
flow.
rainbow sherbet ice cream maps. So
they should. That would be.
They
yummy.
should. Right. Maybe they behave a little better. Okay. So Kobe Bunning says, doubt it. Air is too cool. Answering the Alex City question. The air is cooler in Alex City. You still have a tornado risk. You're in a slight marginal risk. You're in a low-end risk.
And air can warm up.
And it will warm up. Montgomery went up, what did you say, 5 degrees?
Yeah, it took a little while, but I would say...
Temperatures are going up.
Yeah, I would say from the time that I got here this morning at 8:30 between now, I mean, it's not a huge jump, but if you kind of watch, there's a wedge of cold air coming in through North and East Georgia, and then there's kind of this small little sliver of warmth and mugginess where, like, the temperature was 79 in Mobile, and in Montgomery it was barely 61. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that obviously one environment would probably be more favorable, but it doesn't mean that Montgomery's environment, another town's environment, Alex City's environment couldn't become more favorable. And you don't have to get to a certain 79, 75, 70.
Well, and temperatures and dew points were in the mid-60s in Montgomery when Flatwood got hit.
Exactly.
So
during a December setup, it doesn't take too much more than where we are right now. So yes, it feels cool, it feels damp because it's breezy and there's been some rain and it's cloudy. Right. That doesn't necessarily eliminate, that's not the only thing.
So to answer that question, the dew point is going to go up, temperature is going to go up. It will go up faster in the southwestern counties. And what's going to happen here, warm air is sliding north at the same time the storms are coming through. The storms will eventually outrun the warm air. The problem is we think that doesn't really happen until Georgia or so. So the risk level, highest west, medium east would be the best way to sort of describe it. Got to go on TV momentarily.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. I think we can just pause this probably and continue it momentarily.
You want to put the timing graphic back up?
Yeah.
So people can look county by county?
It will take a moment to get it going because it's...
I'll do it. You can get ready.
No, it's okay. Not as long as I thought.
1 minute.
There you go. So in 1 minute, we're doing a live update on WSFA TV. So this will be fun. You'll get to kind of see the behind-the-scenes portion of this whole thing that we do. And when we come back, we're going to talk about ads on the live stream. You ever been watching us on the live stream and you get disconnected or you get a text message or something and you have to come back and have to sit through another ad? Well, we've discontinued ads on our live stream at 3 o'clock at my request, by the way. So... we and our sales team and our management here, we understand on days like today, you got to get that information out as fast as you can, so we will. I'm going to carry let's do this. I will show you kind of what this looks like when we do a live TV cut-in. I'll show you what I see while you're watching on TV, more or less. So that's it right there. We'll come out on that camera, and this is the map behind me, but I'm going to change that. All right, here we go. We're about to start talking weather. Stand by. Hey, good afternoon. I'm WSFA First Alert Chief Meteorologist Josh Johnson. We've got this big, mean, ugly line of thunderstorms now over here in west central Alabama, northwestern Choctaw County, curving back down to the west end of New Orleans. It's moving steadily east. Out ahead of it, individual storms firing over here, but these do not pose a significant severe weather risk at this point in time. The threat level is really maximized right here along this line. So what's going to happen? Well, it's going to continue moving northeast pretty quickly. And here's the storm we're watching. This one's in Choctaw County. It's moving east-northeast. We'll have to keep a close eye on Demopolis, especially if you live north or west of downtown Demopolis. Between 3:30 and 4, that could be a pretty rough storm there. So We've got another update we'll do at 3:30. Full weather coverage on WSFA 12 News at 4 and updates anytime on the First Alert weather app. All right, and we're clear. That was about as live gets. Sorry, I just had to toss the camera down. No offense. It'd be like that sometimes. So we'll go back to the timing graphic. There you see that. And enough of the Blair Witch Weather project here. Because that was kind of what that was like for a moment, wasn't it? All right, so we're back in the saddle now. We'll do a little more chatting here. I'll pop up and see if we have any more questions. No, it was. I'm getting messages. Your phone fell over. No, it wasn't that. I just literally grabbed it and threw it down real quick because we were only going to talk for 60 seconds. So I thought we could handle that.
Your phone fell over.
In Pine Hill, where are the tornadoes right now and where are they headed? They're still in Mississippi and in Choctaw County, Alabama. Here's radar. We'll walk you through that. So there you go. So right now, if you go up and down the line, there's a tornado warning storm here in Choctaw County, Alabama. Then another one back down north of Waynesboro. One near Hattiesburg, one near Picayune. And then, Amanda, the other thing I see here, there's no polygon on it, but...
Yep, that's
they got
a lot going on.
Pretty stout
today.
Right there. It's a little mesocyclone. You can actually make out a little small pendant shape there. So you're getting some rotation in that. So don't be surprised if you see a new tornado warning for Wayne County, Mississippi, coming out any minute now. So this is Clark County, Mississippi right here. Still has a polygon. That may be for the departing storm, or maybe they're just sort of broad brushing it. Hard to say.
If you click on it, it will say when it was issued and when it expires.
56 minutes.
Yeah, so that's a relatively
new one, yeah. So that's where they are right now, to answer that question. Do I think the PDS watch will be extended east or southeast? I doubt it, personally. I think what will happen, you'll eventually... let me redo the camera here. No, it's okay. I just moved it back because I wasn't sure if we were...
Have you seen two paler faces in your life?
Right, yeah.
Just kidding. You look like Sunkissed compared to me. Not Sunkissed the soda, like Sunkissed like you have
like
a tan.
Kissed by the sun.
Yeah.
I doubt it will, quite frankly. Newsroom getting several calls about where can people get their weather radio county codes.
Ooh, that's a great question. I'll put that on the WSFA weather page. And I'll put it inside the web story.
Okay, so we're going to go put that in our web story right now at WSFA.com.
Also inside of our WSFA magnets.
Right, if you have a weather magnet.
Get one of those so you can display it.
There you go. If you have a weather magnet, we produce those every year. They have the same codes on them. Also, if you're in a hurry and just want to get it done, just go to Google and type in Alabama same codes, SAME, Alabama same codes NWR, and that will take you to a link. And tell you what I'll also do, I'll just post it as a link. I'll Google it real quick and post it as a comment on the Facebook Live. So that way you'll have it. Meteorologist Nick, do you want to hang out or no?
Oh, hi.
Are you busy? Nick's always busy. There's our man Nick.
Oh, hi.
This is the magnet, by the way. See that?
That's actually on the website, by the way.
I think it's already on there.
Yeah, I think you can find that
on the website. Okay.
Hi,
so,
everybody.
how you doing, Nick? Haven't seen you yet today. Have a seat. Pull up a chair. Make yourself comfortable.
I'm about to start working on numbers for the rest of the week.
Oh no, well that's
It's looking cold.
I'm commenting as Josh Johnson. I don't want to do that. Looking cold. And then what's it look like for Christmas, Nick? You want to tell us that? I'm gonna put you right on the spot,
don't put
man.
me on the spot for that.
Right on the spot.
No, thank you.
Here's the spot, and here's Nick.
And here's
right
the
on
spot,
top of
the
it.
spot, and the spot's going away.
I don't blame you. Looks cold, doesn't it?
It does look cold. But hey, a lot of people were complaining about how warm it was. It's December, and hello, the weather's going to change pretty instantly behind this cold front.
Mm-hmm.
So get ready for the cold air to come for those cold weather lovers.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. Little tease.
Watch the forecast tonight for that. Tallapoosa County borders Coosa County. So why a 2-hour difference in starting times? Well, Coosa County is west of Tallapoosa County, and I think the storms could clip the northwestern part of Coosa County. I I doubt they'll make it by 4. If any storms pop ahead of it, sure. But yeah, I would now through 8 o'clock roughly for Coosa County. I'm fine with that forecast, and 6 to 11 for Tallapoosa. I'm good with that too. So yeah, the way the storms are shaped too, they're kind of arced from southwest to northeast. So Coosa County could very well see this start 2 hours before it ends up in Tallapoosa. That's not out of the question. The idea here, really, don't compare counties as much. Basically, just pick the one where you live in and kind of go with the number that's there. Counties are weird shaped. The line of storms is weird shaped. The line of storms is going to speed up as the night wears on in some areas and not speed up in others. Yeah. So it is not a one number thing. So just don't get wound up on comparing counties and trying to find, stuff like that. Nick found one.
I found one quicker.
I found it.
Sorry.
Well,
it was on our fridge. We have a fridge.
Oh yeah, we do have a fridge in the back. I'm still gonna put it in the web story though.
Good job. What do we do if we live in a trailer with no ditches, no way out, and no shelter? We have pets. Call your county EMA office and ask them where the closest community safer place is, and plan on going there if you're under a tornado warning. Let's see. Could you show the graphic again? I just joined. Sure, there you go. So that's sort of where we are at this hour. There's a tornado warned storm affecting southern Sumter, northwestern Choctaw County. That will be a close call for Demopolis. If it doesn't hit Demopolis, it'll be really close to it, especially north and west of town. So if you live in northwestern Marengo County, just a first alert heads up, you need to be weather aware. This could come on through there any minute now. This is the storm I'm talking about. Wider perspective, more storms going from essentially right down I-59 and a little east of it. This whole mess is going to come east over the next few hours. So that's why we're concerned most about this part of the state right here. Once you go outside of that circle I just drew, the air is slightly cooler, slightly more stable. That will not eliminate our risk. It could reduce it some, but a reduced risk is still a risk. The message doesn't change really wherever you live in the southern. If you live anywhere in Alabama south of Birmingham, multiple reliable ways of getting weather warnings, know where you'll go ahead of time. How can I get one of those magnets? They are available. I know at the Vance Law Firm, you can pick one up. And I think we have them here at the station too.
I think so.
Down in the lobby.
I know
we have the guides. By the way, they make great stocking stuffers. If you're looking for that Christmas gift for that person on your list who's hard to buy for, why not get them these? And they're free,
It's best word there is, free.
They make great coffee table reading materials. There's pictures of Nick in here. Pictures of Nick on this one too.
Every magnet on the side of her fridge.
Really?
Every time I go to see her, I bring her a new magnet, and she doesn't live in Alabama. She lives in Colorado. But it's still cool. I have all the magnets on the side of my fridge as well. So
there you go. What about the drive home from Montgomery to Prattville at 5? Will it be rough? I think the worst of it would still be a little west of you at 5 o'clock from Montgomery. Nick, this is from Austin. I'm just going to read it and put you right on the spot. Nick, tell us about the Christmas Day snow. Help me put him on the spot.
I hate being put on the spot.
I know. No.
Snow in Alabama, you have to get multiple things to line up, and when it's this far out, it's just very difficult to pinpoint if that is actually going to happen, because one little thing can completely throw off that forecast. So
it can, and models 11 days. Guys, the computer models we use are lousy at predicting snow 11 hours in advance.
Yeah.
And I'm not really exaggerating that. That's actually true. So people posting models showing snow 11 days in advance, they're either doing it for likes, attention, or because they're bored. No scientist with an understanding of models would ever fool with something like that. Okay, do you think the system will be intense when it gets to southeast Alabama, Dothan? Yeah, it's going to be stormy essentially everywhere in our area. That's why we don't want you to focus on specific spots. Just focus on the idea here. There's a risk of tornadoes tonight. You should be prepared for that. Kimmy says, I thought cooler air can help. Yes, it can. Cooler air can help. But the issue is, as the storms are arriving, temperatures are warming. Warm air is coming in out of the Gulf of Mexico ahead of these storms. So for most of our area, it will get warm enough. Now, that's why the risk is higher in southwest Alabama. The risk is higher in Monroeville than it is in Alex City. No denying that. And that's why, because it's warmer in Monroeville, and as the storms accelerate east, they'll eventually outrun the supply of warm air in Georgia. We don't think that will happen here in Alabama. Hopefully it does. So that's that. That's kind of where we are right now. So I'm going to wind this thing down because we're getting questions now about should I wear pants tonight? Okay. That is kind of funny, I guess, right? So we'll leave you with kind of a summary here. A line of thunderstorms moving out of Mississippi into Alabama. It's going to keep sweeping east, Nick. As it does, there's a risk of tornadoes along the ride. People need two things.
Two things.
Mm-hmm. What do they need?
Weather radio on.
Uh-huh.
And First Alert Weather app.
That's right. You got the weather app, the weather radio. The weather radio is the king of reliability. It doesn't matter if your phone gets no cell service. If your battery dies, it still works. King of reliability. And our weather app, which is free, is the king of information. Radar, hourly forecast updates, hour-by-hour forecast, video updates, and you can watch our live coverage minute by minute. Pair those two together, you got a winning combination.
Hey, fun fact. You know what I thought about earlier?
What's that?
A weather radio is like having a tornado siren inside your house.
It is.
So,
it's a personal
if you
siren.
literally, it's like having a siren in your kitchen, in your bedroom. It is guaranteed to wake you up, and if it doesn't, well then, either your volume's down low, you are a heavy sleeper, or the on button is not turned on.
Or
it's like impossible to sleep through that
no,
thing.
yeah,
It's very
Impossible.
it could wake up an entire cemetery, I think. Those weather radios, when they go off, they are
potent.
they're potent. So tie those two together. And the other thing, and I'm getting getting a few comments about anxiety. So I said this last night on one of the lives, but there's more people watching now than there were then, so we'll repeat it. April 27th, 2011 was our worst tornado day in Alabama in my lifetime, and probably most of yours too. On that day, tornadoes directly hit 1% of the state of Alabama. So that means on our very worst day, 99% of Alabama was not hit by a tornado. And tonight is not going to be anything like April 27th. Second statistic to throw out there. If you are in a sturdy site-built structure and you go to the lowest floor, hallway, bathroom, or closet, and you get out and if you're in a mobile home, if you get out and go to a shelter, if you do those things, even if you are directly hit by a tornado, your odds of surviving it are north of 95%. So the odds of you getting hit are less than 1%, and the odds of you being hurt badly or worse, if you're following the advice we give you, is even less than that. So hopefully the statistics can help calm a lot of this anxiety down. The odds of you getting directly hit by a tornado are really, 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 really tiny. And even if it happens, the odds of something bad happening to you, if you're following our advice, is even tinier.
Yeah. All good advice.
He's a man of few words. Anyway, you got anything else to add before we
No,
wind
it's
this
just
thing down?
me standing there with the light made everybody look pale, so.
Well,
I
I'm
can
wearing
turn
this white
the
shirt,
light.
too.
The light is
It's
cranked
not
up to roughly surface of the sun intensity, and I think we're catching a little backlighting from that guy right
I'm
up there
just
too.
I'm just very pale.
You give me a BB gun.
Casper,
Look,
friendly ghost.
if I take the white shirt away, it makes a lot big difference.
You give me a BB gun. I'll have that light out.
No, I'm still pale, Nick. It wasn't you, it's me. It's just, pale problems.
One other question. Phone may not go off versus the weather radio due to my phone set to follow my location, and the radio reports by the whole county. Is this true? Yes, that is true. There are weather radio will trigger if any part of a storm warning hits any part of a county, every weather radio in that county is going to go off. On the weather app, your specific location has to be inside that storm warning. If it is not, you will not get an alert. Doesn't mean your app isn't working. It actually means your app is working beautifully. Just means they're based on different technology parameters. All right, so the whole team's here minus Tyler. He's at home sleeping because he woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and he's got to come back in the middle of the night. So we're here. We've got you covered. We are going to do another television update at 3:30. Then we will have first at 4, our news at 5. And then if and when we get a tornado warning for any county in our coverage service area, we will interrupt NBC programming. People will call us names, but we'll be there. So we got your backs, I promise. There's no need to be freaked out, weirded out, anxious, scared. Just do the things we've talked about a lot. multiple reliable ways of weather warnings, know ahead of time where you'll go if a tornado threatens. You do those things, you'll be all right. Okay, we're going to wind this thing down. Thanks for watching. As always, we appreciate your time and trust.